Legacy Travel Top 5 list. And this time we're going to be doing the top 5 things that you might not know about traveling to Europe. And we've got Katie with us and Alyssa.
Hello.
And this is a very hard list for me because I wasn't sure how much people have been to Europe, not been to Europe. So we'll see what we come up with. So I'm going to kick off, okay?
Go for it.
Mine is going to be the passport. You know you got to have a passport, but certain areas may require you to have it where it does not expire for 6 months out, 3 months out, 9 months out. Just make sure where you're going, what the rules are as far as your passport and when it expires. And some of them are tricky. You hate to get over there and turn out that you got to buy a passport, but it's expiring in the next couple of months and you can't get in the country.
Not a good thing.
No. What is your number 5?
My number 5 might seem very basic, but it's good to know. A lot of people speak English. Clearly I can't, but they speak many languages. They in their school systems they learn many languages as they grow up. So people speak English, and it makes it really for us in the United States to travel there.
Absolutely. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is that in most countries actually all countries in continental Europe, they actually drive on the right side of the road. There's a huge misconception that everyone drives on the left side of the road in Europe. It's just the UK, Ireland, Malta, and Cyprus. So if you're thinking maybe you want to get a rental car and you're not so sure or wouldn't be comfortable doing everything opposite, don't worry about it. Places like Tuscany or Spain, I think you really want the car, so that way you can feel a little more comfortable.
Good. Number 4 for you.
Sure. My number 4 is jet lag. So you're crossing quite a few time zones to get over there. So my recommendation is if you can, sleep on the plane and stay up all day once you get there if you can. My very first time to Europe, I took a nap and it messed me up for days. So stay awake that first day.
My number 4 is that a lot of churches actually have dress codes. If you're going somewhere,
that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Especially in Italy. Philip, remember this. If you're going somewhere like St. Mark's in Venice or the Vatican, that's a huge one. Everyone has to have their knees covered. That includes men. Women and men need to have their shoulders covered. Think closed-toed shoes for men. So you don't want to miss something like that just because you're wearing shorts or a tank top.
Good point. My number 4 is going to be in here when we buy a bus ticket, train ticket. That's all we need. That's not the case in Europe. A lot of times you buy the ticket and then you have to have it validated. You stick it in a little machine and it punches it. If you get on the train and they check the tickets and yours isn't validated, you're going to get hit with a fine. And you may even have to go to the police station and talk about it. So buy the ticket, good step, get it validated. That's an important part of it.
That's a good one.
Number 3.
Number 3, I have to take a look. Okay.
Me too.
So my number 3 is that dining in Europe is at a much more relaxed pace
you're
than
not
Americans
kidding.
are used
Yeah.
to. And I personally like it for the most part. Sometimes I don't want to be scarfing down my food and then running across the city, but don't wait for your waiter to come to you. If you have somewhere to go, don't be shy about flagging them down, asking for the check, and getting out of there, because otherwise you'll sit for 2 hours wondering what happened.
Yeah, we're going to Italy tomorrow, and for this group, and we were saying, okay, we've got to stop for lunch, and the tour operator said, okay, that'll be 3 hours. It's like, we're not stopping for lunch. That's crazy. But no, you're right. That's a very good one. My number 3 is you want to have coins with you, because there'll be places where you can go to the restroom, but they have to pay if you go. So have Euro coins with you, because you have to pay in a lot of places to go to the restroom.
That's my number 3.
Oh!
Yep, I didn't know that when
together.
I first went. That was a surprise. So coins are important.
Good deal. You and I matched. So number 2, and I think I kick off number 2. Okay, comfort thing. There may be some comfort issues as far as a couple of things like everything's going to be smaller as far as the cars and the hotel rooms. It's going to be a little bit smaller. Also, comfort-wise, if you're used to ice, that's not a big thing there. So you ask for ice, you may get a cube. Anyway, be ready for that.
My number 2 is check to see what kind of adapter converter you need for traveling to different countries. If you go with just your iPhone charger, it depends on the hotel, but there's a good chance you won't be able to plug in your electronics if you don't have the appropriate adapter converter.
That is absolutely 100% correct.
My number 2 is actually to be prepared to pay to use the bathroom.
Okay.
And one thing I will say, just to build on that, because it catches people by surprise, honestly, it's second nature to me now, I forget about it, but a lot of restrooms, if you don't have points but maybe have like a $5 bill, they will make change. They have a little machine there, but they don't take credit cards. So you'll be left to go go find somewhere to buy a soda or beg for change. So just make sure you have actual cash on you.
Actually, when I did the list, that was my number 2. I said, I can have number 2 be going to the restroom. But anyway, that's okay.
Think about that.
Sorry, Bardo. Number 1, I think, is you,
Okay,
right?
my number 1 was you can explore Europe in many different ways. River cruising is huge. You can take a train through Europe. Doing a tour can be really insightful. So make sure you talk to your travel advisor. Let them know where you're wanting to visit and what the best way to experience that country or countries would be.
Okay, so my number 1 was actually Alyssa's number 5, I think, that very many people speak English. I think a lot of Americans are worried about the language barrier, so they look to somewhere like England or Ireland for a first trip to Europe. You don't have to worry about that. But my number 1 comes with a very big but. People in Europe really appreciate when you learn a few phrases in their native language. To me, that's a big thing, even if it's just to say please or thank you, order a beer. They are so impressed when Americans make the effort to learn just a few words. So I really recommend doing that.
Yeah, that's a good one. For me, my number 1 is going to be as far as money conversion. The way I do it, and I think it's the best way to do it way, is we do an ATM when we get over there. And you go probably to a bank is the best place to do it. Use their ATM because their conversion rate is going to be better typically than the little kiosks you see. And there may be a service fee with it that's much less than the service fee you're going to pay to the money changers, whatever. So go there, ATM, check with your bank. Some of them will have special deals with certain types of banks over abroad, and see who has the best deal as far as exchanging money, and do it at ATM. You get a better rate. Anything on the board you left out that you thought might need to be mentioned that didn't make that?
In terms of dining, tipping,
Me too.
just tipping in general is not as big there. They expect it a little bit more.
It's a thing.
It is a thing.
It is a thing. People think that you don't tip in Europe. You do. You don't tip as much.
Right. Exactly.
But I think we get a bad rap because we don't. Sometimes Americans don't tip anything, and they really do kind of expect maybe a 10%.
Especially in the touristy areas. I actually once in Italy had someone run after me because I left a small tip. They're like, "You forgot your money." I said, "No, it's for you."
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have one more. Uber exists in Europe.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
And my very first Uber I got ended up being a Tesla, and it was like €5. And so it was nothing. So it was
Fun.
super cool. So just keep that in mind.
What about saving your money for the next trip?
Oh
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So if you have euros left over, instead of exchanging them back, you may want to just save them because you're going to be going back. Put them somewhere safe.
Put them somewhere you remember.
My golden retriever. I don't want to know how much many euros she chewed up, but it was a lot, and they were scared of it. Ton of a lot. Loafer.
Shout out to Loafer.
Yeah, shout out to Loafer. Anyway, thank y'all for joining us for this one, and go to Europe, have fun, and expect some cool things, and see you next time.